He claims he spotted shady moves from 35-year-old Hugo Mendes right after Dar vanished. Cody spills to Fox 5 that he lives beside the accused undocumented neighbor. Cops say slaughtered Dara Thompson inside his own bedroom at a Bowie, Maryland house. The neighborhood whispers, and the story just turned darker. Cody claims that early morning on August 23rd, he walked outside his house and noticed flames rising in the suspect's backyard. He insists he still cannot believe what happened.
I'm terrified. This could happen next door to my house, in my neighborhood. Like, my wife sits regularly in between the two houses and smokes late at night. This girl deserves justice, whatever justice can be given in this world.
Listen, every single day brings another disturbing detail about 19-year-old Dara Thompson's disappearance. And somehow, each shocking piece of this mystery turns out even darker, more twisted, and more gruesome than the one before.
We believe the murder occurred in the home on Cambridge Drive in Hernandez's bedroom. Her body was taken to the location that it was recovered at by Hernandez. At this time, there are no additional suspects. However, this investigation...
What's even wilder is that every new revelation only adds layers of unanswered questions. Like, did Dara and Hugo Mendes actually know each other before that tragedy? And if not, then what words did he use on Dara Thompson that convinced her to willingly step inside his car that fateful moment? No clear force was used, considering how she parked her vehicle and that her purse and belongings remained inside. It's obvious whatever Dar and Hugo were caught up in wasn't intended to last. She'd even reassured her father she'd return, making the entire situation feel more chilling and suspicious than anyone first imagined. Home soon. While we may never truly learn how or why Hugo managed to lure Dara and was cold enough to unalive her that way, federal agents discovered Dara Thompson might not be his first target. Investigators uncovered women's underwear and personal belongings hidden inside Hugo Mendes' bedroom, raising suspicions of other victims and painting an even darker picture of his twisted actions. Could Mendes have claimed other victims too? And honestly, how did he manage to keep pulling this off for so long? With his criminal record and status as an undocumented immigrant, federal authorities should have been locked onto his trail ages ago, yet somehow they let him keep slipping through.
It's been hard. Just came to the scene. We did discover that all of her personal belongings were in her car, such as her purse, her credit card, her debit cards. She even had $60 cash.
Dara's father handed News 4 surveillance footage, reportedly captured near where her SUV turned up. He insists it shows her walking from the vehicle around 1:30 a.m. Saturday, roughly 3 hours after leaving his Lamb residence. Her parents reveal they haven't seen or heard from Dara since that night. Adding to the mystery, her phone wasn't abandoned, raising even more chilling questions about what truly happened next. Inside her car, and her parents claim the phone was disabled. By now you've all heard the shocking case of Dara Thompson, right? Social media exploded with chatter because it seemed authorities avoided speaking on her death, since she was unalived by an undocumented immigrant. The tragedy has now fueled endless debates about today's sugar daddy culture and the chaos brewing along Route 301. Culture, because tons of wild theories are swirling that Dara went with Hugo to his house since she was allegedly selling herself. The rumors sound outrageous, yet people can't stop talking because the situation is just that insane. Everything spiraled after Dara Thompson was suddenly thrown into the spotlight, making this already twisted case even harder for anyone to process. Reported missing by her father just before 9 p.m. on August 23rd, Dara had been seen the previous day and even spoke with him that night, saying she was heading out for gas and would return soon. But that chilling conversation ended up being the final moment anyone ever saw or heard from her again. When Dara never returned home, her parents grew frantic and traced her phone's location to Hyattsville. Arriving there, they spotted her car with belongings still inside and immediately alerted police. That's when the nightmare really began. Up until just days ago, Dara's family still clung to hope, desperately believing she might somehow be discovered alive despite the growing darkness. They spread missing persons flyers everywhere, begging anyone with information about Dara to come forward. Tragically, on August 31st, her family learned the truth. They'd never see her alive again. That same day, during a routine patrol, officers discovered Dara's body dumped along an embankment off Route 50 near the South River Bridge in Anne Arundel County, shattering every lingering hope. But here's the shocking part. When authorities recovered her body, it revealed brutal signs of trauma and struggle, including skull and facial fractures. On September 3rd, investigators contacted Dara's family to confirm identification. Despite the body's terrible condition, her loved ones were still able to recognize it was her, holding on to heartbreak through the unmistakable details that remained. Through distinctive tattoos and jewelry, the family confirmed it was Dara. Authorities then revealed she'd actually been killed somewhere else before her body was dumped at the discovery site. And this, right here, is where the already disturbing case takes an even more chilling turn.
It's not like her at all. This is out of the norm for her. She's a introvert. She doesn't have an enormous amount, like a lot of friends that she hangs with or anything like that. And like
Now that authorities confirmed her identity and traced her last known location, investigators pulled surveillance footage from August 23rd, the night she vanished, and discovered that around 3 a.m., something unsettling was caught on camera. She exited her white SUV and moved toward the driver's side of a black GMC, seemingly talking with the person inside. Just moments later, she turned away and walked off. She crossed over to the passenger side and climbed into the vehicle. Then they drove off. Using that surveillance, investigators traced the black GMC and discovered it was registered to someone living on Kimbridge Drive in Bowie, Maryland. And that someone turned out to be none other than Hugo Mendes.
But I'll say this. The goal of this office is to achieve justice for Dakara Thompson and for her family.
When they interrogated him, Hugo told officers he had no involvement in Dara's disappearance. That night, Hugo claimed he went to the Galaxy nightclub to meet his ex-girlfriend, who never appeared. When authorities pressed further, his account began breaking apart. When investigators questioned him, Hugo declared he wouldn't say another word without his lawyer present. Even with his silence, police carried out a search warrant at his residence. And what they uncovered was disturbing. Remember, authorities had already revealed that Dara's body displayed clear signs of trauma and violent struggle. When officers entered Hugo's residence, they discovered Dara's blood, her missing white tee, pink fingernails, her wig, and other belongings tossed into the trash. Even more disturbing, they uncovered multiple pairs of women's underwear hidden inside his bedroom. What in the world was really going on behind those doors? Did Dara tragically become prey to a serial Unaliver? Once the evidence surfaced, authorities had all they needed to charge Hugo with first and second-degree Unaliving of 19-year-old Dara Thompson. ICE then placed a detainer on Hugo Mendes, labeling him a criminal undocumented alien and vowing justice would finally reach Dara's devastated family.
kind of an outgoing, soft-spoken, kind young lady. She was a free spirit. She was a good girl. She was a good kid. So there's been a lot of people disparaging her character on social media and things as such. Please don't believe everything you see. Don't believe everything you hear. Out of respect for the family and us grieving, please, approach everything with.
Every detail of this case is bone-chilling because it's terrifying to imagine Hugo being so cold and cruel, unaliving Dara, loading her body into his car, and driving all the way to Route 50 just to dump her like she wasn't even human. What makes it worse is how disturbingly comfortable he seemed doing it, even with other people still present inside his house at the exact same time. Y'all, Hugo wasn't even living by himself. While he was unaliving Dara in that bedroom, his entire family was inside the house, apparently unaware of what was unfolding. One cousin told police she never imagined he could do something so horrific. But she admitted that over the past 2 weeks, she'd rarely seen Hugo, and his behavior seemed noticeably different and unsettling. Drastically. And that's beyond suspicious, because someone pointed out that during those 2 weeks Hugo was acting strange. 3 other black women with similar features also went missing in the same area. What on earth is happening here? To make it worse, another roommate admitted overhearing Hugo and Dara during intercourse, and claimed it sounded like one side clearly wasn't enjoying the situation at all. Later, when he looked outside, the GMC was gone. The roommate thought it was strange since Hugo never worked Saturdays and the car was usually parked there by then. But the bigger question is this: how could multiple people inside one house not notice or hear a man dragging a young woman's body out? Are they really that oblivious, or is there something much darker hiding beneath their silence? Do they honestly? Do they truly know nothing, or are they just protecting themselves from bigger trouble since reports say several undocumented immigrants were living there? Could one of them have helped Hugo carry Dara's body into the car, and now be covering for him so their involvement isn't exposed? This entire case is tangled with layers of confusion, unanswered questions, and puzzle pieces that don't seem to fit, leaving everyone wondering how deep this horrifying situation really goes, and who else might be hiding secrets. It's impossible not to question if this entire tragedy could have been prevented had police kept their eyes on Hugo the moment he started breaking laws. Long before Dara ever crossed his path, Hugo already racked up multiple run-ins with authorities and several DUIs. So how was he still freely roaming the streets with those charges, especially as an undocumented immigrant? The whole situation doesn't add up and makes the system look careless. Well, authorities are still piecing together what truly happened to Dara. With everything uncovered in Hugo's bedroom, plus the disappearances of other black women nearby, it's starting to look like he could be tied to far more than just unliving Dara Thompson. People are now demanding that, this time, justice is delivered, because there's absolutely no justification for someone so young to have their life stolen in such a cruel and vicious way. I honestly believe Dara only got in that truck to talk, and instead he drove her straight to his house. No woman leaves her purse behind without planning to return. This couldn't have been his first time taking a woman's life. I believe he's a predator and rapist, and his family must have heard her screaming inside that bedroom. I also believe one of his cousins helped him dispose of her body. Rest in peace to the beautiful soul of Dara Thompson. She never deserved this. And here's what I realized when it comes to BLM. The only black lives that seem to matter are the ones taken by white hands. If it's an undocumented immigrant, silence. That's why nobody's speaking on Dara Thompson's murder. Do you think police will uncover more women Hugo Mendes has unalived? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more. I'll catch you all in the next video.